What up, Dokkaners? It is time to take on the BOJACK stage on the red zone, and we are not using any 200% leads. We are not using any 7-year anniversary LRs. We are once again tackling this event with the Hybrid Saiyans, and folks, we finally achieved it. We did it on the first try, actually. This team is so good and so dominant. It is absolutely an easy run as long as your rotations early are favorable. If they're not, you might have to use one item early. But let's just jump in, take a look at the team composition. I'll also be listing some alternate Hybrid Saiyans on screen. If you're missing some of these guys, you can bring some of those. It might be a little bit tougher, but it is still doable. And then I'm also going to be listing out some alternate team options. Not all of them have been tested. Some of them have, and I've almost won with a few of them. But since this, the red zone is only available 3 times a day, I can't really have too many runs. So I can't really say from personal experience if all of them have worked, but I've definitely tested a couple of them. So how this works is this is a 3-round fight. The first round is basically a Super Battle Road simulation. The second round is a standard fight against a big bad boss. And then the final round is really where the BOJACK event the BOJACK event is more lethal and deadly, because he can lock your rotation and he can seal your unit, and he can end up doing both on the same unit. He doesn't lock your entire rotation. He will lock one particular unit, but he can also seal that same guy. So the strategy going into this event with Hybrid Saiyans is simple. Stack as much as possible, gain as much momentum, so that way, once we get to the final phase, every unit is basically able to act independently on their own with very little worry of any sort of fatal attack. Now, this obviously means you can't be bringing units whose entire power set is predicated on launching super attacks, because if they get sealed, that's GG for you. For example, okay, this isn't the best example, but like maybe the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has a nice base passive, sure, but you get so much stronger when you launch that super attack that raises attack and defense. Or maybe, better example, Physical Vegito Blue. Physical Vegito Blue has a base stat line of attack and defense plus 40%. He gains most of his stats by launching super attack after super attack after super attack. If you get sealed, that unit is ultimately now probably going to get you killed, which is why leading up to the Tech BOJACK fight, what we're doing is trying to get as much stacking as possible for our main lead units. That way, by the time we get there, we'll be fine. So honestly, this Super Battle Road round has been very forgiving. And I was a little surprised, given that these are the last couple of stages of the red zone. I was expecting a lot more firepower from the Hera clan. But in my humble opinion, the way that these guys hit, obviously against 170% Hybrid Saiyans, I would say that these guys are on par with Extreme Super Battle Road, or maybe even less. I feel like Extreme Super Battle Road might be a tad more unforgiving than these guys, which is good, right? It allows you to take advantage of this early round and make your rotations all set in order, get your stacking going. Sometimes I've had to unfortunately use an item early because sometimes the RNG just simply doesn't work in your favor. Maybe you got both the Tech Gohans on one rotation, which you don't want. You're gonna have to rotate one out. It's gonna take a little bit of time, so sometimes you might have to use a Whis item. But the main reason why I try not to do that is because of that Bulma support memory. That's how my strategy basically functions. If I can last until turn 4, then Bulma will swoop in with the heal, and then that's effectively like my second wind, and then I can really get the ball rolling. The first couple of turns are probably the hardest. After that, it's smooth sailing on this event. And then obviously the final round, when he can lock you and, seal you, that can be a problem. But honestly, once you do enough here, it's not going to be that bad, as you're going to see. So the team is set as follows. STR Ultimate Gohan is the lead. Tech Ultimate Gohan is our main reliable unit here. The friend unit is also the Tech Ultimate Gohan. I made the STR one the lead so that we get the extra 170% for the health, which is going to help out a lot. You may have all the defense in the world, you may have all the stats in the world, but if you don't have enough health, a super attack, while you may be able to tank it, may not give you much health left over. So that's why I didn't want to go for the double 130, decided to give a 170 lead instead for the health. We've also got the Physical Future Gohan, the Int Future Gohan. Both of these guys have built-in damage reduction. They don't even have to really get the ball rolling. If they were to get sealed, by the time we get to that... Whoa! Forgot about that. Yikes! By the time they get to that point, they will both have 58% damage reduction, so we'll be okay. Oh, yes. Introducing this guy, AGL Kid Gohan. This is one of the best units you could bring on the red zone, because this unit is a defensive stacker, also a nice team support overall, also can give you a 58% health heal, which basically functions as its own item. And then on that active skill activation, you have extra team boost for the entire turn for defense, and the Kid Gohan is able to guard for the turn. So sometimes you might have to use that, and obviously I just did, because I ate a fat 400k super on type disadvantage. That wasn't pretty. So yeah, Kid Gohan is great. AGL Future Gohan and Trunks is the unit that I love because that's basically a jack of all trades. You have the ability to change orbs into AGL, which allows you to heal. I've also given that unit a ton of the heal ability. The more orbs you pick up that match, the more heal you get. So I find that that is a very useful combination. The unit can launch multiple supers, gain extra damage reduction just by simply picking up orbs, exchange, revive, scout attacks, built-in damage reduction, everything all in one package. That unit is very, very useful. Hopefully you guys have been able to pull that unit either from purchasing from a coin shop or perhaps just getting it from the 77 special summon. And that's pretty much it. And so the main rotations would be S tier Ultimate Gohan and Tech Ultimate Gohan, and then Tech Ultimate Gohan and the AGL Kid Gohan. That's pretty much it. The rest of the round is history. So I mean, I think we'll probably skip past some of the Int BOJACK fight because there's really nothing interesting about that fight. All we're doing is just building more momentum. Honestly, by the time we get to that point, he's not even able to hurt us a whole lot. The only real risk is honestly the S tier Ultimate Gohan because he is a 50-50 on his guarding. If he doesn't guard, you're in trouble. So more often than not, you want to be putting him in the second slot. So that way, if the guard doesn't happen, you can at least build up some defense before he gets hit. And that way could cushion some of the blow. So yeah, I think we're just going to move on ahead here and zoom past. I mean, Beto, nobody cares about Beto. Let's just zoom past this. All right, we are now on the Int BOJACK phase. We'll just watch a couple of turns of this so you guys can see where we're at now. It's been 6 turns or 8 turns now since the Tech Ultimate Gohan has been stacking. And since we are fighting Int BOJACK, you would think it would be a little scary, but Gohan's got the guard. Gohan's got the double stacking. He is fine by now. 8 turns in, he is able to withstand BOJACK. I was surprised. I was really expecting him to hit a lot harder, but he doesn't. Ultimate Gohan is able to do his thing here. And as you can see, the Int Future Gohan has finally transformed. So now he has a built-in 58% damage reduction. So that is good for the final round. The unfortunate thing, though, is that we lose the ability to gain defense. His attack is now offensive-oriented. So we have to be a little bit careful of that fact. Not going to be much of a problem here because most of the attacks happened early. So BOJACK didn't retaliate on the Int Future Gohan. But it is something to be wary of. And he really doesn't do much offensively. I mean, he's able to do a little bit, but he's not there for offense. He's there for defense. I mean, look at that. Took about 56k. He is he's still a little scary. So move the Tech Ultimate Gohan back on the rotation. Bring our heavy hitting defenders up front and then put everyone else in the back. And we've got a Dokkan attack. This, I don't think this does a whole lot since it's type disadvantage. Let's see. Time to get serious.
Gonna go all out.
About 5 million. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I focus on additionals on him, so the chances of him launching a critical are pretty low, so we won't be doing a lot of damage. But I mean, 5.6 is not bad. It's a waste in terms of the heal because we're not going to be taking any damage this turn. Basically, we've got maximum coverage in terms of defense in the first 2 slots, and the last slot is the Future Gohan, who has now built up all of his damage reduction. He's got 58% damage reduction with the ability to greatly raise attack and defense. On top of that, he is also pretty much untouchable, as you're about to see. He raised his attack and defense twice with that 1 super attack, and this will do 62k. And we gain it all back with the Dokkan attack, so we're fine. He was still able to do that much damage on the Future Gohan. So that kind of just speaks to how hard he's supposedly gonna hit, but because we've got guard, it doesn't matter on the Ultimate Gohans. And I think after this turn, we're just gonna skip ahead because this is honestly, this is a boring fight. The longer you take, the better off you'll be because you'll just be gaining more and more defense. The more and more defense you gain, the more reliable these guys will be in the final round. And you've basically got a free heal every single turn. All right, we are now on the final phase, the Tech BOJACK stage. And this one is where things get difficult. He can lock your unit and seal him. And wouldn't you know it, he did them both on my AGL unit of all guys, which is why I had to drop a Whis. Thankfully, the RNG early was kind to me where I was able to establish my rotations early with little repercussion. So I was able to save both of my Whis for this fight, which allowed me to have a little bit more flexibility in terms of stalling and just, you know, having to deal with the extra rotations and all that stuff. So I think that is the deciding factor for this run. I would have still ultimately been able to do this in a couple of more tries, but like I said, because I got a little lucky early on, it paid back in full at this point. So now we've got 2 turns to take advantage of that damage reducer, and as you saw, stupid BOJACK dodged my attack, so that's great. But the good news is this is where the ultimate Gohan starts to shine, because he's been stacking his attack all throughout. His defense stacking may be temporary, but he greatly raises his attack on each super attack. So there is a lot of risk reward when using this unit, because he obviously can't guard all the time, but we get lucky a couple of points and he's able to guard, and then that results in additional super attacks. And also I've put a maximum emphasis on critical hits, so every single time he hits, it counts. Now we've got the physical Future Gohan locked in slot 1. We've got Int Future Gohan sealed on slot 3. So we've got full coverage. Honestly, the only real danger, in my opinion, would be the Int Gohan. I honestly feel more confident about the physical one than the Int one, because the Int one doesn't have the ability to raise defense. This guy can. And he does serviceable damage. So this is the second turn of our Whis. Also, it's very important. 2 things. You got to know where he super attacks, and you got to keep track of the S-tier Ultimate Gohan's guarding, because you only have 4 turns. Once he guards guaranteed for 4 turns. Okay, so he's attacking Ultimate Gohan. We've got Whis active, but it's going to be somewhere in the middle, likely on the next turn, if not a little bit later. So I got to keep that in mind. The good thing is that he doesn't attack this guy. How much does he take here? Oh, double digits. Okay. All right, so now here we've got double AGL, and yikes. So our Whis has expired. We've got double AGL this turn. Can't deal with that. Gotta use another Whis. The good news is, if we give all of those AGL orbs to the future Gohan and Trunks, they can pretty much take care of themselves. But we've got double AGL on the first 2 slots, and now my Tech Ultimate Gohan is being rotated out. This is where the chaos starts to ensue. And this is where all of that hard work pays off leading up until this point. The more stacks you've been doing, the more reliable even these quote-unquote weaklings might be, right? This guy doesn't stack permanently, he stacks temporarily. So as long as you can give him enough orbs, he will launch multiple attacks, gain that extra damage reduction from the stacking as well, and he will keep you safe. So this combined with Whis, how much are we going to take? We attacked a little bit. We had some built-in damage reduction combined with a Whis. AGL, 200k? Yep, 200k. So even with all of that, we still took 200k. So now I'm getting a little nervous. Ultimate Gohan doing his thing, but he's about to rotate out, so that stinks. Okay, good damage. All right. We have 1 more turn with the Whis. After that, it's all RNG. So now another Gohan has been locked. Tech Gohan is locked at the end. So now my Ultimate Gohan has to take over. And man, is that scary. That's very scary. This is a scuffed rotation. But look at that heal we just got. Look at that big time heal. And the Gohan guarded. Let's go. 5.5 million attack stat. I've got 27 critical on him with like 6 additional. Look at that. 3.5 million damage. Another 1.8. So we did about 6 million there. 5 million. That's pretty good. 5 million damage on 2 hits is pretty good. We're now within 3 bars. Okay, where's he launching the attack? Oh, he hasn't done it yet. Okay. Is he gonna attack the Ultimate Gohan? 2.3. Let's go, dude. Yes. Did about 3 million there. Good, solid turn. No super attack. Okay. Well, now I'm scared because I've got double AGL here, but we get lucky. He sealed and locked my Int Gohan in the first slot, which is likely where he's going to attack. But now I'm a little scared because if he does attack the other guys, that could be GG, especially the last one. If he attacks the future Gohan and Trunks at the end, I'm dead. So I got lucky here. I got lucky. But we were kind of expecting this, as the last turn he hadn't launched a super attack yet. So he was bound to attack in the first slot. We got lucky that he locked the Int Gohan there. That means both AGLs are clear of any super attack retribution. Both have enough defense built up where they can withstand normal slaps. And we are just into the last bar now. How much can the future Gohan and Trunks do here? Let me see. They are rainbow. They are rainbow. I pulled future Gohan and Trunks from my 77 special summon. That definitely helped. About 600k on the first one. Second one gives us 1. We do about 2 million. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. That, and now we take 20k on the slap. So yeah, see that? And now we're on the final phase. But my Gohan's been sealed. Let's break the seal.
Incredible.
Allow me to send our new hero to his destination.
This is perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, time to go.
We didn't actually break the seal. It's just a matter of speech or matter of phrasing. But I figured I'd transform him because now that he's transformed, once he gets hit while guarding, he has the ability to do attacks being effective against everybody. And he also just hits super hard. So I was hoping to see if I could slap him to death. Instead of using a super attack, if I could just slap him into submission, that would be cool. Also, it's kind of fitting. Gohan returns to kill BOJACK in Goku's outfit, just like from the movie, except he's big now. Boom! 2.6 million damage on the slap, and there you have it, folks. No 200% lead needed, no 7-year LR needed. All we need are hybrid Saiyans. This team is so incredibly busted. You can take on the BOJACK event with the hybrid Saiyans, and I encourage you guys to try it out. Whether or not you've done this with another team, try it out with the hybrids. They are very fun. It's a journey. It took me about 25 minutes to get it done, but it was worth every second. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments what teams you used to beat BOJACK. How have your runs gone against this menace? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.